Welcome back to This Week in Film. It's the weekly podcast where we get together and talk about the movies we've seen, or in this case, we talk about a movie we're going to watch, and you're going to go on the adventure with us. It's me, Nick Panunto, joined as always by Midwest Matt Lauer. Matt, how is it going?
It's going all right, now that we're finally on the phone.
Technology. It always works. So we're going to be watching the movie Broken Arrow from 1996, starring Christian Slater and John Travolta. I don't know who directed it, but we'll share that information as the movie begins. And if you're looking to start your movie, I'm going to hit play in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, play. And the 20th Century Fox logo has just begun. Seeing this open always makes me think that a Star Wars is about to start.
Oh, you're about to be disappointed.
So, Matt, you saw this movie when it was in theaters.
I did. And
well, that's some fun. That's a fun font they're using.
Isn't it?
Pink font.
I feel like I'm about to see
a
16-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah. Oh, we're boxing. Okay. Boxing. Oh, this is a John Woo movie? No way.
See, now, when you said we were going to review this, I wasn't very excited. And then, and then for a moment I was like, well, at least I get to see Steven Seagal die at the beginning. And then I was like, wait a second. Damn it. That's not this movie.
That's executive decision.
It is executive decision.
I thought he was going to hit him with the other hand. Howie Long, the football guy?
I don't know. Listeners, I'm not the kind of person who would know who Howie Long is. He did try to make a movie career. He did try to make a movie career for a while there. Kurtwood Smith, awesome. It's a joke about not really being into sports.
Christian Slater should really block.
Wow, we are completely synced up.
For me, it seems like you're about a second behind, but it's pretty close. They should be wearing mouth guards.
Yeah, then it would make it hard to hear what they're saying, though.
Yeah.
This is back in the day when, for a brief handful of years, I was convinced that John Travolta was really cool. Thanks, Pulp Fiction.
He's really good in Pulp Fiction.
It's true. Who is watching this
Maybe
fight?
He's really good in this.
He's giving him boxing tips while they're fighting in front of people? I'm not quite sure what kind of event this is.
It's called boxing.
I didn't say I don't know what sport it is. But I did just say I don't know anything about sports, so fair enough. Wow, look how young John Travolta looked.
Yeah, he got real old real quick. Like, have you seen him lately? He looks just terrible.
I mean, this is like a 20-year-old movie, though, right?
Still. Like, he looks like his hair is, like, slicked way back, and he just looks awful.
Can you slick your hair back further?
Oh, yeah. Way back. Yeah, Christian Slater's jaw is a little sore from the uppercut he just took to the face.
Yeah, not the 57 other punches to the head he got.
John Travolta is doing his cigarette smoking style from Pulp Fiction. Did he just salute himself?
He sure did. I always win. You suck dick.
So these guys are in the Air Force then?
I think so.
I hope by the end of the movie, Christian Slater develops the will to win.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Oh, they're good friends.
Well, I just got to say to anybody listening, if you are listening to John Travolta talk and you're thinking, I overpronounce things kind of like he does, then you are a douche. And you should stop. General? Oh, wait, no, you guys said that, not me.
Oh, he's super tough because he can put the cigarette out with his hands.
So cool.
Also, this is when smoking started being not allowed in places. I don't know what any of this means.
Me neither. And I also just realized I should take one of my headphone ear things off my ear so I could hear.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing that. So these guys, their job is to fly stealth bomber. And spoiler alert, I remember from the trailer for this movie, John Travolta steals the bombs.
I think.
All right, so Christian Slater, they basically just said he's got a concussion and he's going to go fly a stealth bomber.
Sounds about right.
He's just going to, push through it. Just a couple of casually loaded nuclear weapons.
I feel like I'd have to put like 5 of those nuclear weapons in there just to like complete the set.
Right, yeah.
I feel like those other ones shouldn't be empty.
It reminds me of like an old G.I. Joe toy set that like would have those.
Yeah. I think this was a Cobra plane.
Wow, that looks just terrible. Wow. It looked like the plane flew right through a mountain. Or were those clouds supposed to be? Was that mountain supposed to be clouds?
I don't know. I don't know what you were looking at, but I feel like the graphics there were still slightly better than something you'd see on Sci-Fi. But not a lot.
I don't know. Be close. I'm excited to see where the park ranger character goes.
For a moment, I thought that white-haired guy was John Lithgow.
Oh.
But he would have lasted longer.
I thought that the
park
ranger was the guy who was going to get shot, and the the guy who made the fire was really a bad guy. They did the old twist around on me there.
Yeah, you misjudged that one.
Yeah, like I thought that the Wanda in the tent was just another guy with a gun. Hey, it's the warden from Shawshank.
He's definitely one of those, like, the guy from The Thing kind of guys.
Yeah. I think he's the guy who played Mr. Ernst on Hey Dude on Nickelodeon.
Mr. Ernst? That doesn't even sound familiar.
Yeah. Remember Hey Dude?
Yeah.
He was the guy that owned the ranch.
Yeah, I don't remember there being an owner.
Oh, he was the guy that was like in charge. Hey Dude was a good show. I was only on for 2 years.
I think good show might be a bit of a stretch.
I loved it. I was really disappointed when it never came back with new episodes. I never learned what happened with Brad and the others.
Yeah. There was a show I used to like a lot that was on PBS called Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was awesome.
But you never knew when it would be on. And then, like, there was like 2.5 seasons and then like a quarter season and then just a random episode. It just was so disorganized. You couldn't really, you didn't know when to watch it. Hey, did you remember that movie Broken Arrow that was on? So they're gonna go invisible.
I didn't know a stealth bomber like turned on being stealth. I thought it was just always in stealth mode because of the way it's painted.
Well, doesn't it have some sort of like texture on it too? That's like it's kind of like a shark skin.
Yeah, that's what's so special about it. Like it doesn't. Now I can't say I know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure a stealth bomber is always a stealth bomber. Did it seem like Christian Slater's flight stick was like all the way down at his ankles?
I think that's what they're going for. They want him to seem like a big man.
That looks terrible.
Yeah.
That's a terrible special effect. Uh-oh, more park rangers.
This woman feels like she's going to be in this longer. She's going to be the love interest.
She looks like the girl from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Never saw it. And no, we're not going to watch it on here.
Oh, I don't ever want to see that again.
Oh, thank God.
Listeners, if you're interested in seeing Super Mario Brothers, I did a video, one of our video editions, and I did a supercut of all the times that John Leguizamo says Daisy. It's a lot of times. You should check it out. It's on YouTube.
And this young lady here was Daisy?
I think it was her, yeah. It looks just like her. She's got the same mouth. $200 seems awfully low.
Yeah, that's super low.
Zoom. 200 feet off the ground. Like, at this point, John Travolta's like, he looks like a 45-year-old man. He's like, if you're in the Air Force, like, you've been in for like almost 30 years at this point.
You're saying he started when he was 10?
No, he probably started when he was 18.
Didn't you just say he looked like a 40-year-old man?
Yeah.
So he's been in it for like 20 years.
Nah, he looks good for his age. What's happening? What did I just miss?
I don't know.
What the hell is going on? What was that? Is he going to judo chop him in the neck?
Yep.
Oh, he got shot in the ear. This was quite the turn
to the
of
boxing
events.
Thing already.
Why did the autopilot turn off? Because someone shot a bullet.
That's a good question. But I think you established a minute ago that you don't know anything.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks good. We're straight out of X-Files.
The Batman's going to show up. Why would they fly a mission like this with real nuclear weapons?
That's a pretty good question, Nick. Pretty sure you're not supposed to answer or ask that.
Like, how does having actual nuclear... They look like they're having a slap fight. I want another creepy zoom in on John Travolta's eyes.
Yeah, that was weird.
That special effect is so bad. Yeah, that's definitely the girl from Super Mario Brothers.
I don't think I've ever seen her in anything.
He just ejector seated him. Why would an airplane have one? Like, why can you just eject one? You'd think all of the seats would eject. Why do the missiles have parachutes? Oh, I see. John Travolta is going to make it seem like Christian Slater's the bad guy. Oh no, that model of an airplane just crashed. My dad and my brother-in-laws are Air Force. I'm going to have to ask them a bunch of questions about this movie. I'm guessing that's the Pentagon.
Yep.
It was in the shape of a pentagon, so it was just either that or it's the headquarters for the Satanic Church.
They really set up that last shot so we could see those two guys walk with coffee and on saucers.
Yada, yada, yada. Is that
Frank Whaley?
Yeah. He's a guy who I think was gonna be a big star, but it just never happened.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a heyday, but it never quite clicked. Instead, we got Paul Rudd.
I'm happier with Paul Rudd.
Most people are.
This guy always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Oh, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. Governments and their secrets. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen?
They're not saying anything, Nick.
I get the feeling that the dad from that 70s show is a bad guy.
Yeah, he looks like he's in on it.
He just always seems like a bad guy. He's great in RoboCop.
I don't remember. I don't remember much of the RoboCop. I think you and I watched RoboCop and Rambo around the same time.
Yeah.
And
I forced you to sit through all 3 RoboCop movies.
No shit. And all 3
The first
Rambos.
RoboCop movie is the first RoboCop movie is a masterpiece.
I might enjoy it more now. I feel like I'm what's the name of the guy that made it?
Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, I feel like I'm willing to go back and check out more of his movies again. Like give some things a second look. Like I didn't really care for Starship Troopers the first time I saw it, but I don't think I picked up on like the satirical stuff. I like Total Recall a lot.
Oh, did he do Total Recall?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, okay. That movie's great. I watched that not too long ago. That really holds up.
Did you see the remake?
Yeah, actually, I watched the first Total Recall, and then I watched the remake immediately after, and it was awful. It was the opposite of watching Lady in the Water.
I saw the remake in the theater.
Oh, why?
A friend of mine wanted to see it, so we were just like, all right, let's go. We kind of figured it would be bad, and we just sort of went to laugh.
It wasn't even fun to watch. The nukes are gone. You think the nuclear weapons would have some sort of tracing? Oh, there's your title drop.
What if he hadn't said that? What if he was
so
like,
the guy says,
"Oh, okay," just didn't actually give the order to find them? Do you think the guy would be like, "Well, clearly we're looking for them anyway," or do you think he'd be like, "Oh, I thought you'd want us to find them"?
I like how the movie doesn't think the audience is smart enough to have figured out what a broken arrow is, so they had to explain it to us twice. Also, the military guy on the ground is like speaking code. He's like, "We got a broken arrow," which a layperson wouldn't know about. And then the guy goes, "Find those nukes." So if anybody's listening into the radio conversation, they're like, "Oh, they're missing nuclear weapons."
Wow.
How long has this thing been? Oh, okay. It's just kind of blowing in the wind.
I like that it's a feasible thing that they would have accidentally hit the weapons release in the midst of a bunch of confusion. Like, why is that button near any of the other stuff?
Right. I still want to know how the autopilot got turned off. I'm still cracking up about that. Zoom in on John Travolta's eyes.
Oh my God, we're only 23 minutes into this.
It's already 23? I'm kind of... All right. Oh, he's still got the money. Sounds like somebody needs a little payback. I don't know. I feel like Christian Slater was holding his own there.
What do you mean?
Until the guy pulled his emergency or his ejector seat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they seem, as long as they always fight in chairs, they should be pretty even.
Luckily, this park ranger's armed and ready for action. Good thing he knew just where the sun was.
He saw his shadow on her face.
Is that what he saw?
I'm pretty sure the bullet would go faster than the knife. He blows her head off to check.
Yeah. Under arrest for what?
Yeah, really.
Oh, I hope they get handcuffed together and they have to, and that's how we spend the next. How long was this movie? Did you see?
It looks like there's another hour and a half.
No. This is 2 hours?
We got an hour and 22 minutes left.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna do it. 'Cause I'm a good guy. And I'm gonna give the cop back a gun. You're still under arrest, Christian Slater. That doesn't mean anything. You don't just get to hold a gun against a cop and then walk away after you give him back the gun. Oh, good. They're on the same team now.
Right.
Oh, I just wanted to point out that this commentary track is a special request from listener Travis. Travis, thanks for being a huge supporter of the show, and hope you're enjoying your commentary track.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks for letting me watch Broken Arrow again.
This is the only way they have to find a nuclear bomb.
That seemed like it needed a Dutch angle.
Like, I know it's 1995, but I'm pretty sure GPS was a thing. And if there was anything that needed a GPS chip in it, it's a nuclear bomb.
Well,
what is this doofy guy doing?
I'm sure they have, like, satellites. Wow, that's a hairstyle, all right.
Oh, my shoe. Oh. This guy's got like a sniper rifle in the car. I like how the guy bent down to tie his shoes, but the gun still had to get drawn.
Like he didn't already have it trained on him.
Yeah, I could go for a chocolate bar.
Wait, that guy was holding a gun and a chocolate bar on him?
Yeah. Oh, here comes some slow-mo Travolta.
This guitar or bass, whatever it is, it's got a real Twin Peaks sound to it.
I still need to watch that show.
Well, good luck. It's pretty wacky.
Yeah. I was recently listening to one of our older episodes of this show, and you were talking about how you would watch it with a friend of yours. You were in the middle of a rewatch.
Yeah. Well, I'd never seen it before, but we were watching it together. That's Heather, the resident Harry Potter expert.
Ah.
We actually finally finished, I think like last week, 2 weeks ago.
Say that again?
We finally finished watching it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Did you watch The Fire Walk with Me?
No.
Also?
No.
Did that come out before or after the show?
I'm pretty sure it was after the show.
Okay.
But once we got to the end of the show, the original 2 seasons, we were just kind of like, I don't want to have anything to do with the show anymore.
Does it get bad, or you just don't want to watch any more of it?
Oh, you can tell me what you think once you get around to watching it.
Okay. So the sniper's just shooting live rounds at a nuclear bomb.
It's a good idea.
I know the secret to escaping a sniper is to just stand out in open cover and just run towards the bullets.
I'm not sure open cover is a thing.
No, it is. I know things. I know things.
You just established you don't know anything.
Oh, that's Howie Long. Is everybody a bad guy?
Seems like it.
Oh, good. Travolta brought a change of clothes, including a turtleneck.
Is that considered a mock turtleneck? I think it is.
I believe you're correct. $20? Just got to smell my fingers real
itchy
quick.
nose.
Yeah. How far did this girl walk from her truck?
That's a pretty good question.
What?
Then he steps on a mine and explodes.
I like how she told him not to step on it, and then he did. I wonder if the special dirt will come back later in the movie.
I don't know how it would, but why would you bring it up otherwise, I guess?
Oh, they're having a good time. These guys are... Yeah, Howie Long, you're going to make it as an actor. What's that? Fox Sports is on the phone. They want you to join JB and Terry Bradshaw at the desk.
This old guy feels like he should have been in one of the Jurassic Park movies.
Who knew how to fly a helicopter?
I don't know.
This is Travolta's 4th cigarette. Travolta's got the kind of mouth that it just seems like it's being held open by hooks on either side of his cheeks. And he just can't close his lips.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't want to move his lower lip. Like that's what's going on. Like if you were to try to talk without moving your lower lip, you'd end up talking like John Travolta.
That's an interesting way to put it. So I thought that maybe she didn't bring her truck because she couldn't drive it off-road for whatever reason. This truck is just in the middle of a field. Why did she walk 2 miles to get to Christian Slater?
It's a good question. But I got no answer for you.
It looks like some sort of air tremor is coming for them.
Oh, man, I wish I was watching Tremors instead.
He's an Air Force captain. He can hear there's a problem coming. How could he have known that any of that was going to happen?
Well, and then the bullets were going, they should have gone across the truck, but instead the bullet lines went from the front to the back in 2 rows. That doesn't make any sense.
Who is the helicopter pilot? Like, how did they know they needed to bring along one of them?
And why would the trigger shake with the bullets firing as if they're holding a machine gun?
And he just shoots her now.
Shoot the hostage.
Just to get it over with. Yeah. Now, earlier today, you said you wanted to do a commentary track on Speed in the future.
I said Lady in the Water, then I said Speed.
Right. But Speed's an awesome movie.
Oh, yeah. Now, that one I think would be fun to actually enjoyable to watch.
Oh, okay. All right, just making sure.
But I think it's still got a lot of opportunities for
oh, yeah,
jokes and comments and stuff.
Speed's terrific. It's so dumb. Did you see the trailer for John Wick Chapter 3?
Yeah, I reviewed it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I don't remember what movie it was before.
There's a helicopter just hanging out up there. Is she going to jump on the helicopter? It's got a PA system. What a crack shot.
No kidding. That's ridiculous.
So he took that shot from all the way down inside the Grand Canyon. I know it's not the Grand Canyon, but when the helicopter was 10 feet in front of him, he wasn't able to make contact.
Well, I got to say this much. He must be a way better shot than the bad guys, because that other guy needed a sniper rifle to shoot someone 20 feet away.
Oh, good thing Christian Slater ran up the hill to save her in time. This is the second vehicle they've run away from that was exploding in the last 2 minutes. Have they explained who this old man is yet at all, or
he's the rich guy
who
that
these
wants
people
the bombs?
Are? But do we know why?
Oh, I don't. I've barely heard anything anyone said.
Is he going to punch him?
I'm pretty sure the old guy's about to die. See? Rich guy.
Yeah. "20 years. I called it."
Well, then I think he's got to be older than 40. Or no.
Probably.
You said 30 years before. That's what I was saying. He got into the military when he was 10.
No, because I'm trying to say that he's probably pushing 50. He's like 45, 50 years old.
Except with his teeth. Well, if only we had this on tape.
It's lost to the ages now.
Jesus. His mouth looks like the mouth of the monkey creature that's in the crate in Creepshow.
I don't know it.
Yeah. It's kind of like that little doll thing that was on the cover of Trilogy of Terror.
Oh, okay.
You know who also has a very distracting mouth?
No.
Gina Davis. Check out the show The Exorcist. It's actually pretty decent so far, but her mouth is very distracting.
Her mouth is so big it looks like it could swallow her own head.
Wow. That got mean.
I think Gina Davis is a beautiful woman, but she's got a giant mouth. What did that paper just say? I didn't.
Somebody had to punch out.
I was attacking Gina Davis.
Well, and we can't rewind because we're recording. You'll have to quickly look up a transcript of this movie.
That's a pretty good bargain on a nuclear weapon.
I'm sorry, but the idea that no one would steal a nuclear weapon is fucking stupid. Like that, well, who's he going to sell it to? Anyone who wants one. Like, there are lots of countries who'd be happy to buy a nuclear weapon. I'm sure of this.
What is this fancy plane? Oh, it's a helicopter. I was like, what is this wingless plane?
What the hell are they wearing?
they're astronauts. They've just come in from a space mission. I want to know what's going on.
Can't imagine why she wasn't in more things.
He's still your commander. He won't be your former commander till he's officially court-martialed.
All right, here's a question for you.
How does Christian Slater know his plan?
No, but it is a Christian Slater related question. You have to find the perfect role for Christian Slater. The role that he was born for. What is it?
Yeah.
Like something that really maximizes his talents and fits his personality.
I don't know. I don't care for him in True Romance. Not because he does a poor job. I think he does a good job, but but the character in True Romance is supposed to be a nerd, like a real kind of loser guy.
Uh-huh.
And Christian Slater is just too cool to be that character.
That's the first time that's ever been said.
No, like back in the early 90s, Christian Slater was cool.
Was he?
Yeah, he was cool.
All right, well,
good in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He's got cool hair. He does an accent for half the movie.
He gets an arrow in his hand.
Commentary track on.
Shut your mouth.
But God, I'm never watching that again.
Nope.
You should sit through it again.
You should go to hell.
Now, do you think by the end of this movie, these two are making out?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you think that's how the movie ends?
Probably. And since I don't remember any of this movie whatsoever, I don't think I'm cheating by having seen it before.
Are these Humvee guys John Travolta?
No. Oh, wait, there you go. One of them is.
This was a terrible plan. I can't believe John Woo.
Hey, are we going to rip off Indiana Jones here? Yep.
Is this movie pre or post Face Off?
I want to say post, because I want to say that Face Off was 95.
Christian Slater is able to run and catch up to a car.
And catch a gun.
Why? Why does it have bulletproof glass?
All right, that was pretty good.
Does Travolta run over him? He does. Christian Slater had a good run on Archer. Did you ever watch Archer?
Oh, I saw the first 3 seasons.
He shows up at one point. He plays like a CIA guy. It's pretty good.
I think his ideal role now, at this point in his career, would be Baxter Stockman, the Fly guy from the Ninja Turtles.
Turtles?
Yeah. I say that having not seen any of the movies that have come out since Secret of the Ooze.
They should be wearing seatbelts. It's very dangerous what they're doing. Oh, he sees a can of gasoline and a flare.
Yeah, I would just...
and duct tape.
No. I would just...
Why is this one truck able to outrun them?
Right away, anyway, just to douse it in gas.
Why don't they shoot him? Don't they have guns? That was kind of cool.
I don't think it would work that way. And why did it just land?
Not at all.
Why did it just land on the hood and
then stop?
Stay there, yeah.
The duct tape. Huh, get it? New Jersey. It's a tough place. I guess.
That scene right there where he was just blowing off the top of the thing with the fire extinguisher, was that in slow motion?
Probably. It's a John Woo movie.
All right.
I got to see when this came out in relation to...
I was just about to check that.
There's a Broken Arrow movie from the 50s. I don't know if it's about nuclear weapons, though. Directed by John Woo.
Face Off is 1997. So
wow, really? So he did... So this is his first American movie. And he did Face Off, and then Mission Impossible 2, and then Wind Talkers. I never made it through that whole thing.
Which one?
Wind Talkers.
Oh. Yeah, I don't.
That's the Nicolas Cage World War II.
Yeah, I never saw it.
The Native American code talkers.
Did you and I see that Nicolas Cage movie, Knowing, together?
We watched one of those movies. There's like 2 movies that have a similar title like that.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember. I don't know what the other movie is called, but we watched it.
I think at the end of the movie, like, leaves his kid behind and walks away with a bunch of aliens, or gives his kid to the aliens or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one we saw. Is that Knowing?
I think so.
It was bad. Do you remember? Did we see the one where they're like witch hunters? Is it Season of the Witch?
I have seen that, and I can't imagine that anyone else would have gone with me to it. So I'm going to go with yes.
Is that the one with Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was terrible too. But that was what we expected.
Right.
Actually, you know what? We went into that hoping it was going to be fun like Constantine.
Did we?
And I go into everything hoping it's going to be fun like Constantine.
I think I went into it expecting terrible stuff.
I hope so. You got to enter the code 3 times. Correct. You got to enter it correctly before 3 times or it goes dead. I hope he guesses the code correctly.
Wait, you have to enter it correctly 3 times? I thought you were saying if you enter it incorrectly 3 times, it goes dead.
Oh, is that what he said? Okay. How does this phone work? He just called up this walkie-talkie and it answered, and he heard it within the car. What?
Well, you can hear a cell phone from inside a Tyrannosaurus, so why not?
But he doesn't have a cell phone. He's got a walkie-talkie.
They're twice as good. What was that?
This is all part of his elaborate plan.
If part of his plan was to blow it all up, why didn't he just arm it himself?
Yeah.
Because you're too good. I don't understand. He thought he would say yes, but he wouldn't have the balls to do it?
Yeah. Why does she know all this stuff about this mine?
Hey, she knows about the rocks being sensitive. She probably knows the area pretty well.
Why does Travolta know where they are? And how does this walkie-talkie work inside a cave?
I don't know, man. It's a really good walkie-talkie.
Put on his Ray-Bans.
What's he gonna do?
I think his plan is to throw the nuclear bombs down the mine shaft.
I don't think that's how bombs work.
Sure, Christian Slater's a scientist, man. She's just not going to help him. Like, what else are they going to do? What would
something tells me a nuclear bomb isn't something that 2 people can lift.
I bet it's not that heavy.
I think you're wrong.
I bet the two of us could move a nuclear weapon.
Listeners, wait till episode 217 when we finally get our hands on a nuclear bomb.
Like, how much could it weigh? Like, it's
looking at the size of it,
they're carrying it. It's not inside the missile right now. Like, I imagine the missile and the fuel for the rockets are what make it weigh the most. Like, this is just the nuclear core.
It's a huge metal thing, so I'm gonna go with it could be pretty heavy.
I bet two people could carry it, or at least lift it up. And we're strapping young men.
I don't know if we're strapping or young.
There's an underground river beneath this place.
Listeners, if you want to see two guys realize that they're not young anymore, get them to arm wrestle each other. So I was hanging out with Nick around Christmas, and his son didn't know what an arm wrestling match was. So we decided to show him. And afterwards, we both were, what would you say? Nursing our wounds.
Yeah.
I'm holding my elbow. Nick's holding his shoulder. It was sad.
Matt won.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, barely. And neither of our wrists broke, so really, I think we both won.
I feel like this guy's in on it too. I feel like the entire military complex is in on it against Christian Slater.
Well, considering almost everyone we've seen in a uniform has turned out to be a bad guy, I think that makes some sense. So they were driving away for like a half hour, but then they turned around and got there in like 3 minutes.
Yeah. It didn't stop them from shooting at them earlier in the movie
with a helicopter.
When the military, yeah, or when the military first found the bombs and Travolta's men attacked. Remember when the guy tried to defend himself by running towards a bullet?
Yep. So you gonna yell at him again?
Hello, my pretty. I love you, nuclear bomb.
Now, if you were standing next to a nuclear bomb, how much time do you want?
Would I pet it?
No, I was going to say, how much time do you want to be able to drive away from it? Because right now there's only like 23 and a half minutes on that.
Yeah. I don't know. If I was in the car and able to go, but not if I had to like get out of a mine.
Oh man, there's 50 minutes left.
No, there isn't. Oh my God. How can there be this much movie left?
Well, there's only 13 minutes left on the bomb, so I don't know.
Oh my God. This feels like it's the end of the movie. That keyboard looked like it was made out of my kids.
It doesn't feel like the end of the movie. You know how I know? Because I'm not happy.
How'd this guy get in front of them?
How did he get one of those Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator machine guns? Oh, yeah, speaking of Predator, I was just listening to a review of The Predator, and all the points that were made on that review were 100% accurate and made me realize I went way too easy on that movie.
Oh, really?
Way too easy.
I just listened to our episode about that, and you were talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch The Predator still.
You'll still want to see it, but it's bad.
That was not John Travolta coming down that ramp. That looked like Nicolas Cage.
He was a guest star in a movie.
No smoking. Good thing that whatever that was there.
Well, why would you hit someone in the shoulders? Like, if you're going to sneak up on someone and hit them, you knock them out. Hit them in the head.
He just comes up over the hill shooting. He had
just
no idea what was
no
in
reason
front of him.
whatsoever.
He jumped over
the barrel for no reason whatsoever. I think he did that himself. I don't think that was a John Woo order.
Man, just like aim for a second before you start
wait
firing.
Till you see people.
Now you're out of bullets.
Yeah, I watched a video online of someone firing off a whole round, like a whole magazine, with a machine gun, just to show how like short it actually is. It doesn't last for any time at all. He's gonna throw a grenade.
Why is he like? Does he got one arm or something?
Is that something people with one arm do? Throw grenades?
Why was he trying to? Like, why did he spend so much time doing it with his mouth?
Oh yeah, I think he was shot in the other arm. Okay, so he's dead.
That was a hell of a grenade.
Well, it was right next to him in the air too. But you know he's not going to have died because there's an hour left.
Oh God, I thought this was the climax of the movie. I was like, all right, so this is where the movie ends in this little cave here. Okay, there's a whole other hour.
Yeah, that's how Face Off feels too, where you're like, why isn't this over? And then you look and there's another hour and a half.
Oh, $20. That's their standard bet.
Thank you. Why did he just thank him?
Because he gave him a compliment.
Yeah, but he didn't thank him sarcastically. He thanked him like, oh, thanks for paying attention.
Oh man, Christian Slater really got his number.
What?
His bomb is going to go off in 6 minutes, but there's still an hour left in this movie.
Still way too much of this movie.
How does she know?
Maybe we'll luck out and the credits are 40 minutes long.
Yeah. The credits are in slow motion.
Hey. I don't feel like you could drive out of the
Slater
blast radius of a nuclear weapon in 6 minutes.
Well, I mean, the weapon's on the ground, which is going to really affect its range. Like most nuclear weapons, if you're going to use it as a weapon, it explodes like a couple miles in the sky. And then it's like the force of it coming from the air that does most of the damage coming from above. It doesn't blow up like a traditional bomb.
Yeah, I think I might have heard before that they blow up in the air, but does that mean that on the ground it just wouldn't go very far? I feel like it would still be pretty big.
It'd still be pretty big, but I feel like if you had 5 minutes and a flat area, you could probably get away.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check with Heather on this. I mean, if she knows Harry Potter that well, she's got to know nuclear weapons.
Of course. I mean, the two go hand in hand. They share most of the same letters.
So just be our resident expert. Just anything expert.
She's our expert on everything. Yeah.
So we've got some Air Force questions for you.
Yeah. Oh, here come the astronauts. I forgot about these guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They exist.
That's a fancy watch he's got there.
Why has he not killed Mr. Pritchett yet?
I guess because he's the money. But why is Mr. Pritchett there? To supervise?
That's a good question, too.
I feel like you could slip through those bars, though, if that lock wasn't so easy to break. I bet this is like the Goonies tunnel. Like it's like they're about to go on a water slide.
There you go.
This was going to be part of the Broken
You called
Arrow,
that one.
The Broken Arrow ride at Universal Studios or whatever. Ride down the tunnel, just like Christian Slater.
Slater?
Slater. That's how they say it at Universal Studios.
Of all the movies for your friend to pick, I wonder how he even remembered that this one exists.
What?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said with all the movies for your friend to have picked for us to watch, I'm surprised he actually remembered this one even exists.
Yeah. Travis was pretty excited about us sitting down to watch this, so I hope he's getting his money's worth.
I'd like you to do some editing and take that clip of John Travolta saying "hush hush" and recording the Paula Abdul song "Hush Hush" over it, so that it looks like he's singing Paula Abdul.
I thought you were going to say the that Voices Carry song.
The what?
Hush, hush.
No.
Keep it down now. Voices carry.
I guess he killed him.
Yeah, that'll show his dead body.
There was a little bit of wind there, so it didn't actually go in his face.
He's such a villain.
It's the stupidest way to smoke a cigarette. I mean, smoking's stupid anyway, but still. I think John Travolta's really proud of how he holds a cigarette, and I don't think he should.
Yeah. He thinks he looks cool. But he's no John Cusack
just gonna
smoking.
Explode.
Kablamo!
It just changed the format of my screen.
Yeah, I was going to say it did that to me. That's how powerful the bomb was. It changed the aspect ratio of the movie. Everybody jumping around.
They really didn't give him any direction either. Like, everybody go the same way. It's going to stop right before the truck, huh? Oh, no. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was going to... Why would it explode in the air like that?
The earth shaking brought down the helicopter?
No, it was the electromagnetic pulse from the nuclear explosion.
And now let me drive this car away.
I feel like that was in the trailer.
Probably. I'll bet Frank Whaley wasn't.
The bomb wouldn't destroy all of Utah.
Well, I like how they have no problem with being in the middle of the whole EMP blast, but they're not worried about the radiation or anything. And then the EMP...
the bomb was underground.
And then the EMP did not ruin their car.
Right, yeah. Well, this was back in the past when cars ran on just gasoline.
Boy, I look forward to when we do get this nuclear bomb, because I want to see you parked in a car six minutes away, acting all cocky when it explodes and the EMP comes by, and you, I'm not worried about the radiation.
No, modern cars have a lot more computer components.
What? That's not my point.
What? Oh, I thought that was your point.
No, not the car. That you're like, the bomb was underground. It's all good. I don't think you'd be quite so confident.
See? None of the radiation leaked out.
Someday. What did I say? Episode 217?
Yeah. That's only 110 episodes from now.
We got to start a GoFundMe real soon.
Yeah. Oh, good. He's there to keep her warm.
She's got the same hairline as John Travolta.
Why would butterflies not be able to live in radiation?
Because they're...
Oh, she's an idiot. I get it.
Oh, they're going to make out now. And we still have 35 minutes. How has it only been 5 minutes?
It's only been 5 minutes?
There's 35 minutes left. Thanks, Travis.
Is Deacons John Travolta?
Oh, I have no idea. It's a good question.
Lovely countryside. What is that guy? He looks like an Italian businessman. There's two guys along the river. They have to be working with John Travolta. You can't just have people in a park.
Not to be too focused on Jurassic Park here, but that guy standing there in that outfit made me think of that one moment where the lawyer shows up in Jurassic Park. And for some reason, even though everyone else gets a Jeep ride from the helicopter, That guy comes floating in on some sort of log raft.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I think we may have lost Matt. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. You broke up for a minute there. Life jacket. Time to steal this boat for some reason. Yeah, to steal it. Those are some nice
that would have been a question
right
that would have been brought up before they got there.
Yeah. He said get out of the boat. Oh no, now she's going to be taken hostage.
Guess we know where that extra 35 minutes is coming from.
Do you think anyone survives? Like, do you think Howie Long survives or John Travolta survives to go to jail, or does Christian Slater shoot them both?
They all die. And I'm sure they're going to have to box. He's going to die by getting punched really hard by Christian Slater.
You think he's going to get punched off a cliff?
Well, he's going to get punched and land on some of that sensitive rock. And
oh, you know what? I bet he steps in it and like falls through a crack or something.
That was another mild Dutch angle right there. Oh no, the girl.
Well, you're screwed now, Christian. Some great video editing that John Travolta did, what seemingly on site,
right?
Because he's wearing the black turtleneck in that video. Like in 1995, how would you edit a video like that together to send to the Pentagon?
Well, we had to do something in one of my high school history classes, and for some reason we had to put together a company, and I made a company called Max Pix, and I had to hook up two VCRs to each other and string together clips from all these movies so that I could play it when I was giving my speech in class. So
right,
it was possible.
Yeah, all right. I take it back.
It was cool because there was a moment.
She got out of the boat?
Wait, hang on. I got to tell you about Max Pix. There's a moment in this video where there were all these explosions going on, and then it cut to Sandra Bullock and Demolition Man going, "What I wouldn't give for some action," and then another big explosion. It was brilliant.
Do you remember what class it was?
I guess it might have been POD.
Right. Did you have Mr. Maroon for POD?
No.
Oh, he was awesome.
I don't think I ever had him.
Matt and I went to high school together.
No, we got a 20 year anniversary.
Oh, okay. Look,
up.
this is where this guy reveals himself to also be a turncoat. Oh, wait. I just realized that they found Christian Slater. I didn't know what was happening. Sorry, Christian Slater. She's toast. I'm about to break them. I like the Shut Up and Fish t-shirt in the background there.
Oh, I thought it just said, "Shut up, fish." It's just an arbitrarily angry shirt.
All right, in a thrilling map sequence. Well, you can. You can come along, Frank Whaley.
No. You got that wrong, dude. That's just the human centipede.
So John Travolta's plan involved planting fake clues in the Jeep that Christian Slater found. This is stupid.
Good point, Nick.
Yep. John Travolta has so many layers to his plan.
This is why the image for this movie had half of a train.
How is she following them?
I'd have no idea, man.
Wasn't she just jumping on the back of a truck? Oh, how convenient. I thought someone was going to take a picture.
How tall do you think John Travolta is?
I'm going to say 5'10".
Average height.
Because Howie Long is pretty tall, and he doesn't seem so tall over John Travolta. Like, Travolta's not Tom Cruise short.
Yeah, but if he was, then he'd be standing on a crate, so we wouldn't know that he was shorter anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hi, Max. Good thing Max is great at...
Here, I got another question for you. If you type in "how tall is," who do you think is the first person it autofills?
LeBron James.
Nope. Whoa.
Who?
Lady Gaga.
What?
John Travolta is 6'2".
6'2"?
According
no way.
to the internet.
Wow.
I mean, the internet's never wrong.
Can't lie on the internet.
Somehow it disappoints me that I'm shorter than John Travolta.
Yeah, that's crazy tall. He just appears out of nowhere. He just appeared. Like, there's no door behind him. Where did he come from? She was just standing there.
He was actually in her jacket the whole time. Is that gun shaped very strangely?
It looks like it's missing the front of it.
Yeah.
This is like some special Captain Kirk eye lighting there. eat it. Like, is she going to chew on it or just swallow it? Push 4 or I'll shoot you. Or this bomb will kill you.
What is going on with this gun?
I don't know. What do you think the next number is? I'm going to say
3.
6. Oh. And then I'm going to say
1.
6. 6 again.
Oh, apparently.
Oh, we don't get to know? Sorry, listeners. We'll never know if Matt and I were correct. Two. Oh, you said 1, right?
I did.
I guess you win.
Sure. Int.
This guy has been in other movies. I can't remember.
He was in Clear and Present Danger.
Oh, yeah. He's the Marine, right? The guy who makes his own ghillie suit.
Yeah. The sneaky guy.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
I like Patriot Games. And I like The Hunt for Red October the most.
Why doesn't he just shoot her? What?
Nice.
How? They got this whole train.
What
and
did
no
she
one
just
said...
do some sort of Spider-Man move? What was that?
Yeah.
She just defied gravity.
No one noticed the helicopter pulling up alongside of the train.
Well, I mean, it's not like they make noise or anything.
They turned on stealth mode.
Huh. I guess Travolta being shot in the arm should make boxing easier.
Yeah. See you later.
Of course, now they're going to have
jump
to
on this train.
They're going to have to shoot Christian Slater to even the odds.
They only sent one guy. Like, where's a whole squad of men?
Well, you can only send one guy when you're breaking an order.
Where's Frank Whaley?
Yeah, I feel like he should have some sort of honorable death. He got shot through the cheek in the midst of that.
There's an episode of Archer, bringing that up again, where he gets on top of a train because he's excited to have like a gunfight on top of a train. And when he gets up there, the wind like blasts his face back. He's like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible up here." It's pretty funny when he says it.
Fair enough.
They smashed their satellite dish. Is that how much time is left in this movie?
No, we only have 19 minutes.
All right, we're so close. Oh, awesome. That was awesome.
Was that Howie Long?
I don't know. I don't think
he's
so.
Still down with Travolta.
Why does Christian Slater not have a gun? Oh, he does. Look at my butt. Why doesn't this guy kill them? I want to see somebody else get hit with a helicopter. That was a dummy.
I feel like we really haven't responded the way listeners might want us to when there's a line like, okay, you can come, and they both say it, and it's a double entendre or entendre.
Uh-huh.
So, listeners, sorry we ripped you off.
We're a little too classy for that. Yeah, there's Howie Long. Oh, no.
Oh, I thought Howie Long. Oh, okay. I was going to say I thought he was going to lose his arm there.
Should have pulled up a long time ago.
Yeah, geez, there's a mountain coming. I mean, come on.
You can just get him on the other side of the mountain.
You can see out of the front of a helicopter. Anywhere. It's not like he was blind to that.
Oh, get off. That's a sexual joke to be made.
Yeah, but that wasn't the two leads saying it to each other. And by two leads, I mean Christian Bale and John Travolta. Or Christian Slater.
Man, Christian Bale would make this such a better movie.
Yeah,
he'd have put on Slater 40 pounds for the role. Bale. That's a pretty cool stunt, hanging off of a train like that. I don't think it's Christian Slater doing the stunt, but it's still cool.
He throws her under the train. Oh, man, that went differently when I was planning it out.
Find him! I heard him. I got to hear him say "find him" twice because of the delay over your microphone. So it was like, "Find him! Find him!"
Yeah, there's definitely some sort of delay issue because in my ear, your TV is right with mine. It's like perfectly synced.
Okay. Kablamo! Remember when Homer was cooking his own gin in the basement of the house, and it was like exploding, and he tried to cover it up by yelling, "Kaboom! Kablamo!"
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, that was the one with the beer baron.
That was Howie Long's best frustrated face.
Howie Long, I think, had one starring vehicle. I think it's called Firestorm, where he's like a firefighter lumberjack guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, see,
nothing. I got
told you they had to injure him so that it's going to be even when they box.
Oh, okay.
They have to box. If they don't box, I mean, I'm not going to be disappointed because I just want it to be over. But like, if they don't box, then the beginning will have been for nothing.
Why don't just do that anyway? Why didn't you do that in the first place? Oh, they're in love. Why don't they go up to the front of the train and turn off the train? Just no one up there.
That's just silly.
I would say something, but everything is just boring. I realized it had been probably a minute since either of us had talked on our commentary track.
Well, yeah, there really wasn't much to comment on.
Yeah. How is he able to just pull his gun out on people like this?
I think he was just holding it.
His plan was to avoid the wide open door.
Why did he just shout incoming while he was jumping around from the top to catch them by surprise?
Looked like Howie Long landed in the water. He might not be dead. Did he take his shotgun from him?
I guess so.
Did he get him? You think he smokes a cigarette before he's done? Oh, I bet Christian Slater's going to have to take the bomb apart and disarm it before the last. Oh, well, that's an easy fix.
Why wouldn't he just shoot him and then push the button himself?
Yeah, just shoot him. Why would you put the gun down? Oh, here comes the boxing.
Seriously, pick up the gun again and shoot him.
Yeah, just pick up the gun. This is like that scene in Captain Marvel.
That was definitely in the preview where he was like, ain't it cool?
This is the scene in Captain Marvel that didn't happen because she just picked up the gun and shot Jude Law.
Right.
Spoiler alert for Captain Marvel. Bad form, John Travolta, hitting him in his boo-boos. Zoom in.
On my empty wallet.
Take your AZT. Did she just smack her
totally
face on that?
Absolutely. I would love to see that again, but I can't rewind because we're recording.
Face punch. Face punch.
It's nice how in these fights in movies, people always wait for the other person to punch back in rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
You could practically dance to the punch beats in fights. What?
I think he's talking about getting knocked out still.
That reminds me of that moment in Geely where Christopher Walken's like, you put the ice cream on your head and your tongue will slap your brain silly trying to get at it. That is a terrible Christopher Walken.
That is not the only place I've heard that saying.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I've heard it other places, but not before I saw that.
Oh, God.
He just hit it with a tire iron.
Yeah, it barely affected him.
Or a crowbar. Why did the train stop? Oh, the conductor fell on it dead. Oh, you're so stupid. Just hit him with the crowbar. There's a nuclear bomb about to go off. Your honor doesn't matter here.
Really? Just pick up the shotgun.
That shotgun is still on the floor. Travolta's going to find the shotgun. He's got no honor.
Is she on fire?
No, she's going to put it out with her coat. he just keeps punching him.
What did she just do?
What is it? Detonate or cancel?
Ah, shit.
This is going to be awesome.
He just stood up and smiled seeing that thing come at him, right?
Yeah. And then a very pale dummy got launched through the wall. Yeah. That was great. So dumb. I just thought the bomb would go through him, not take him
right.
like 40
blast him
feet out
through the wall.
door.
Cool.
Shouldn't it still be attached to him?
So much for that sensitive mud.
Oh, yeah, that never came back at all. All right. Broken arrow recovered. Hey, $20. Yeah, $20 is $20.
Man, that really caught his attention from 20 feet away.
Oh.
And kiss me.
Here comes the makeout. Dude, that's $20.
You have the right to remain sexy.
She doesn't know if it's over or not. I'm going to put my face on your arm wounds. Nice to meet you. Oh.
You know what he means by that, right?
He's going to give her a broken arrow.
Wow, that is some font.
It sure is. This is like the font for a romantic comedy.
There's a guy named Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes?
I don't know. Just said
That's
Frakes.
Commander Will Riker from Star Trek. Robert Rock Galati. I bet he did the cool stunts. Oh, well, that was Broken Arrow. John Woo's first American movie. I wonder how this movie did. I'm going to look it up on the Box Office Mojo. I spelled Mojo wrong.
How'd you do that?
I spelled Moru.
That's not even close.
Yeah. Broken Arrow. Release date February 9th, 1996. Total domestic gross $70 million.
Sounds about right.
Foreign gross about $80 million for a worldwide of $150 million. That's a hit.
How much did it cost?
It doesn't say.
Oh, Robert Rock Galati was also a weapons specialist.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, production budget not available, I guess. Maybe it's in the IMDb. IMDb sometimes has that.
So, I think another option we
estimated budget of $50 million.
No. I guess it was a success. Another movie I would throw in the ring for potential voiceover is The Happening. Also, also a Shyamalan movie. And if we wanted to not do that, we could do Deep Blue Sea. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, we could do Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, you could throw it up on the website or something. Have people vote.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. All right. Well, how much longer could these credits go on for?
Another
3 more minutes. How could this movie have 3 minutes of credits? Like they're already at special sound effects. Oh, how awesome would it be if Nick Fury shows up at the end?
Hey, the baritone guitar was performed by Dwayne Eddy. And I just found out that there's such a thing as a baritone guitar.
Hans Zimmer did the music for this.
That must be what's playing right now. Burr, burr, burr.
Well, like while the movie was going on, I didn't notice the music, whether it was bad, terrible, or good. But Hans Zimmer certainly found his way. Play that baritone guitar. I guess if it's not quite a bass guitar and it's not quite a guitar. Steve Adcock. This font is ridiculous.
Yeah, it may as well just be like Times New Roman or something. And everything's in lowercase. Nobody's name is capitalized.
Yeah, nothing is capitalized.
Anderton.
B3 crash sequence produced by the Chandler Group Visual Effects.
Is the B3
they call
bomber?
It the B, the
they shouldn't be taking
B3
credit
bomber
for that.
instead of the B2 bomber. It's the B3. This movie had a lot of visual effects. Man, the practical effects in this were pretty okay. I mean, they're not great, but they're pretty okay. But the digital effects look awful.
The dummy effects were great.
I want to rewind it and watch John Travolta get launched through that wall again.
Enjoy.
I'm not good at that.
CGI helicopter blades sequence.
They break everything down by the individual scenes. CGI ripples crater. Quote unquote white man Air Force Base. Did you see that?
No.
I wonder if that's a real place. Like, why was it in quotes?
Foam tech.
Oh, man, you could get the soundtrack.
I'll pass.
So you saw this in theaters, huh? Do you remember who you saw it with?
1996. Must have been, let's see, 94, 95. Must have been Britney.
Oh, right. Think that phone number still works?
I don't know. Give it a call.
1-800-PHONE THX. All right, so that was Broken Arrow. Matt, it's been a journey.
Indeed.
And I'm glad we went on it together.
I'd say my pleasure. But, you know.
Right.
Good enough.
Well, if that's the end of the reel, we'll see you next week in film.
Bye now.